All right. So everybody's coming back from our small group discussions that we had. We gave everybody about a half an hour to answer 7 different questions. The questions should have come through if you're watching the recording in your email in PDF form. If you need them for a particular reason, feel free to reach out to me as well. Almost all the emails you received about this event came from me, so if you hit reply, I'll get it. So I'm just going to recap them real quick. We asked, what is your campus using for a software tool? Why are you using it? What do you like about it? What do you dislike? Is it cost effective, easy to use? How long have you been using it? Are you considering a change? If so, why? How was your adoption? Any challenges or successes during that adoption? And if you had to do it all over again, what would you do differently? What would you repeat? So I'm going to have the group here start, and I believe Crystal's going to give us some information.
Sure. So some of the things that we talked about is that we are all kind of either using different tools or a combination of tools. And we talked a little bit, not just about the dollar cost of those tools, but maybe the people cost of them as well, that it takes for care and feeding. Some of the things that we would do differently or that we're doing in our process is documentation and process and procedure and communication. That communication seems to be one of the biggest things to focus on, whether you're communicating within your project teams, communicating out to your campus, communicating to your stakeholders, things like that. Figuring out who and how to provide the information that needs to be communicated is also important. The one thing that we seem to all kind of have in common is that we are using Microsoft Teams in some way, shape, or form throughout our different organizations. We're using it for communication and collaboration on projects and sharing. Some are using it more transparently than others, but that might just be role-based based on the people who are using it, that you have that perception of how it's going. It seems like most people are either considering a change in a tool or have recently had a change in a tool. So that's, I think, most of our updates. Do they have anything else?
Thank you. All right, so we'll do a breakout room 1. That's the group with Andrea, Bethany, Banta, and Kay. Can you guys give us a little bit of recap of what you talked about? We can't hear you. You might be on mute.
This is Kay. I missed part of it, so I would rather not be the spokesman for the group.
Okay.
And
if Andrea, Bethany, or Banta possibly give us a little bit of a recap about what you guys talked about.
They must be having problems because
hello?
Oh, Andrea.
Yeah,
there you go. We can hear you now. Yep.
I can talk about what we were discussing. So
it doesn't have to be super in depth.
Okay, we all use different tools, it seems. The tool I use is just Asana. It's not really a really big project management tool, but everybody in my department is using it. Our whole university does not have a tool really for project management at this time. And the others, which yeah, that's why I didn't really want to talk, because the other ones, they're using other tools, but they're just using it for project management, and they're not really getting their teams involved in those tools.
Okay.
So,
right. Do you guys have any other highlights of what you talked about? It doesn't have to be specifically
I talked about how I have a couple of people in my department that aren't able to use any tools. They don't want to. They don't want to change what they're doing now. So it makes it a little bit difficult to help track their tasks that need to be done.
Okay.
But we talked a lot about
Anybody else have
documentation.
anything to add? Okay. All right. All right. All right, then we'll go to a breakout room 2. That was a group with Holly, Irene, and James. Can you guys speak about what you guys talked about in your breakout room?
Sure. So this is Holly. I'm from UAlbany. So we also had SUNY Potsdam and SUNY Orange. And we had an interesting group because we all joined to hear what everyone else is doing because we don't have tools. So, yeah.
Oh,
Well, you know.
sorry.
No, that's okay. James had previous experience using Microsoft Project. So talking about it as a desktop tool, it's not easily shareable. And then here at UAlbany, like we're in the infancy stage of launching a PMO. So we do have 2 project managers, and we just hired a new project portfolio manager. And we've been using PWA because we had Office 365. So we've been using that for a couple of years. And we find it to be a little slow. So I'm not sure if it's how it was set up. So maybe some configuration changes would help some of that. But for ease of use, we did not find that it was easy to get people on board to jump in and put stuff in there and use it as a tool. But some of the things that were good is it did at least have a spot that we could put all our projects in to at least get that portfolio management view. We could at least see different projects taking place in one place. We could see who owned it, an idea of what phase it was in, and then the start and end dates. So that was a good start, right? To at least have everything in one place. And then the fact that we had a document repository where everyone could put everything in one spot, and then the news feed as well. That was all a good feature, and it was easy to share. It was very easy to set permissions as to who could edit, who could read only. So it is a good tool in that way. Like I said, maybe if there was a way to look at it and modify. So anyone that I would say that has Office 365 may want to explore it. That might be something that is possibly included in your license. That would be a good alternative. The other things we are looking at right now are smart sheets. So we just kind of started exploring. Other people have been using that to manage. We are rolling up different projects so that it will roll up to a portfolio, and created a dashboard so it will show, hey, how does this map to what our strategic goals are? Or what percentage of our portfolio is in the administrative area versus facilities, or who are the customers that we're serving? So it's very similar to Excel. It may not be as robust as some of the other tools, but it seemed pretty easy to get those dashboards in there for a quick, especially high-level management view. So it's really as far as we've gone so far. One of the things that we are curious and looking for is how to get a better handle on resource management, and how do you incorporate that so you're not only looking at resources being used on projects, but how are they being used for services, incidents, and things like that. So I know there's some tools out there where people are doing both, so it easily will roll up and is reportable. But right now it's kind of the system of, no, I think Jane's way too busy. Oh, do you have the data? Nope, but I don't know, maybe come back in 7 months, So we'd love to, right? I see a lot of nodding, so I don't know who has answers to that, but yeah. So I joined today mainly to see what the other SUNY schools are doing, and what kinds of things are on contract that we can afford in our budget and are scalable.
We can definitely talk about that some. That's some stuff we can send more information about, and also do some webinars in our project management community of practice we'll talk about later on. If you guys have particular topics like that, we can find the resources to tell you about those sorts of things. So it's something that we're looking into. Thank you, Holly. And it sounds like you guys had a great discussion.
We did.
Right.
They're great people.
So
nice to meet you, James and Irene.
Great. Awesome. So breakout room 3, that was with Lisa, Maria, Nick, and Sumatra. Can somebody give an update on what you guys talked about?
Yeah, so between the 3 of us, we realized we don't really have a good tool. I mean, we have a what's called like our ticketing system, but that's not really an effective tool for any of what we're trying to achieve here. So we were really hoping to, hear what everybody else is doing, what worked for other people, like the other group said, something that's cost effective. that we could use in our organization, and not only within the IT department, but also within like the other departments in other areas that may need to interface with us, or we need to interface with them, something that they can easily understand and use.
We are going to do tool demos later on this afternoon, so you'll get to see a couple of the tools that different SUNY campuses are using from project managers.
Okay.
So definitely we'll get you some of that information, and we can also work on getting you guys some more information on different things.
We could do longer demos during our webinars.
Yep, we can also look into doing that, yeah,
Packages.
definitely. Okay. Any other things?
Nope.
Okay, great. And then the last group had John and Tina and Tyrone. Can you guys let us know what you guys talked about, what your highlights are?
Sure, this is Tina. I was checking with Terry. Terry came back. She got kicked out. So she's back.
I'm sorry.
She's back on. I was hoping she could talk because she was the one with the most answers to all those questions. The other three of us are kind of all in the same boat. We don't have a campus tool like that other person that mentioned. There really is no project management. We don't have a project management office. Individual groups or departments will use project, Microsoft Project or Excel. And I'm IT, so I'm just looking for some way to keep our IT projects organized, but I'm not always the project manager. I'm only the manager for things that are associated with network telecom or building construction. That was the same thing as Tyrone. Tyrone is in, Tyrone was desktop, sorry, I forgot the, instructional support is what Tyrone does. And so Terry was the only one who's actually using real project management tools and had some things to say about it.
Okay. Terry, did you want to pipe in? All right. Do you have audio? See if we can unmute you. Okay, I unmuted you. Oh, I think you just dropped out on me again, Terry. Hold on. Nope. Try talking, Terry. I unmuted you. Nope. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and just type it in for us, and we can read it out loud for everybody else. And so they use lots of tools. Any in particular? You guys do use Project, okay? Different Excels and templates that your PMO provides. That's wonderful. And you guys are working towards standardization. That's awesome too. Very important. Okay. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of information as you're going down your path and you're looking at different things. We did have a presentation by a PM in Stony Brook last month, the end of October, in our project management community of practice. It was a great thing. She talked about a governance board, although they called it a project review board because governance was a nasty word for their campus. Scared. Everyone got scared when they said governance, so they called it a project review board instead. But not only was it really awesome, she talked about the process of creating that project review board and getting all of her stakeholders on board and how they ran it, but she also gave us the links to all of their templates, all the different templates that they used when they were proposing a project to the project review board, or using it to manage a project. And it's right publicly available on their Stony Brook site. And I can send the link out for you guys. You can also watch the webinar if you're interested in hearing, what was her name?
Heather McLaughlin.
Heather McLaughlin. It was a great discussion. Yeah. She was really awesome. So I can send out the link to the templates for you guys. So that's something also to consider. If you guys are looking, like Terry was talking about, standardization, those sorts of things can be very helpful. Maybe something you can build off of. Okay. And Terry did say they're also using ServiceNow for ticketing and reporting and prioritization. All right. Does,
We get everybody?
I think so. We got all the groups. Yep. Does anybody have any questions that either we can answer, you know, here, one of the facilitators, or a question of anybody else in the other groups before we break for lunch? All right. Okay, so we're going to stop the recording and the video. We're going to take a break from lunch and come back at 12:30. Hope you guys have something good to eat or snack on, and we will see you at 12:30 for the demos. Microsoft Teams will be the first demo, and Mario will be giving it for us. All right, and then we've got Dwayne from Binghamton. He's going to do ServiceNow, and then we also are going to do Josh from Cortland. He's going to do Azure boards. There you go.
Quick question.
Agile. All right.
Quick
Sure.
question. I know that Terry mentioned Excel templates. I never even knew that there were Excel templates for project management. Is that something we're going to see later, or can somebody just privately send me some, point me in the right direction for some help that might be useful?
Sure. You're looking for project management templates for Excel?
Yeah, just don't know what I'm looking for. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, we can send you something. We can look around and see what we can find for you. Either get it from Terry or find some other resources for you.
Yeah, I appreciate
Tina,
it.
right?
Yeah, it's Tina from SUNY Broome. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Well, then we will break for lunch. We'll see you guys all in about 28 minutes. Thank you.